I want to take a moment to talk about bitch-ass Republicans, including, but not limited to, Susan Collins. So let's watch this clip.
As you're working on this reform, former President Trump is out on the campaign trail. He was out in Texas last night suggesting he may pardon those, if he were elected in 2024, those who were part of the January 6 riots. Given that, can you imagine any circumstances where you could support his election in 2024?
Folks, I need you. Not only did Donald Trump say he wants to pardon the fucking insurrectionist bastard morons, right? But he also said in a statement the next day that he wishes that, okay, not only did he say that Mike Pence could overturn the election if he wanted to. Again, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election bigly. He lost by a lot. Joe Biden is the winner. So not only did he say that Mike Pence had the power to overturn the election, but that he wanted to. That Trump wanted to overturn the election. What? He didn't say that, like, he wanted to overturn. That's the word he used. Donald Trump used the word overturn. He literally admitted in a fucking press release that he wanted to overturn the election and that Mike Pence had the power to do so, and that Mike Pence, because for whatever reason, he chose not to. Donald Trump literally said in a press release that he wanted to overturn the election. Susan Collins voted to convict the motherfucker. But again, these are bitch-ass Republicans. These are spineless, little fucking drones. Okay, these are the mouthpieces of the owners of this country, and the owners love Donald Trump. They love this fucking stupid culture war garbage that they've got going on, and they love their precious parties, right? Sometimes they let the drones kind of get their own identities or do some branding exercises, but most of the times when push comes to shove, the drones are in lockstep. The cogs in the machine, it's like the fucking Transformers. Once they start like combining, you know, they like everyone goes like woo, and then they fucking combine, right? Like, you know, at the drop of a hat, all the Transformers will fucking ignore their fucking individual identities and become the fucking super Transformer. But anyway, let's start from the beginning and watch.
As you're working on this reform, former President Trump is out on the campaign trail. He was out in Texas last night suggesting he may pardon.
Do people still believe Trump won in 2020? I literally got a YouTube strike for not even talking about the 2020 election last month. I wasn't even talking about the 2020 election, and I got a YouTube strike for election and misinformation. So apparently, in YouTube's opinion, yes, people still think that, to the point where they're going to fucking give me a strike for not even talking about the 2020 election. I was talking about the Democratic primary, and some robot buzzword bullshit. But again, Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Donald Trump lost bigly.
Though if he were elected in 2024, those who were part of the January 6 riots. Given that, can you imagine any circumstances where you could support his election in 2024?
Well, we're a long ways from 2024, but let me say this. I do not think President Trump should have made that pledge to do pardons. We should let the judicial process proceed.
You say we're
January
a long way away
6th
from...
was a dark day in our history.
And it was, and you voted to convict President Trump as well. Why can't you rule out supporting him in 2024?
Well, certainly it's not.
The answer to that question, why can't you rule out supporting him in 2024? The answer to that question is because she is a spineless, coward, fucking loser. She is bought and fucking paid for. She is a fucking supervillain, and she's a fucking jackass. That's the reason. She is more comfortable with the prospect of fascism in this country than she is with possibly ever even thinking of not saying exactly what the owners of this country want her to say.
Well, certainly it's not likely, given the many other qualified candidates that we have that have expressed interest.
I'm very interested in what the qualified Republican... Oh, yes, who are the qualified Republicans? Like, Ron DeSantis, he's qualified. That's exactly what they were saying about fucking Hillary-ass Clinton, is that she's so qualified. What is this qualification?
In running. So it's very
Senator
unlikely.
Senator.
So wait, Susan Collins says it's very unlikely that Trump will be the nominee in 2024. Is that what she's saying? Is that
It's not
what?
likely, given the many other qualified candidates that we have that have expressed interest in running. So it's very unlikely.
Senator Collins, thanks for your time this morning.
So, okay, in this fantasy world, in the fantasy world of whatever, I don't even know what the owners want Susan Collins to say, like to spin this fan fiction. This is like we logged on to fucking DeviantArt or Wattpad and we're reading some goddamn fan fiction from 2007 about some anime that 7 people have ever seen, right? So we're deep in the fucking lore, right? So, okay, so in this fantasy world, Donald Trump, I'm not going to say I'm not going to vote for him, because what if he becomes the nominee, right? But my reason for not saying that I won't vote for him is that there's many qualified candidates, whatever the fuck that means. They're qualified. Okay, they're qualified. What does that mean? Are they good? Can they have a chance at winning? Like, do they have popularity? What is qualified? Qualified doesn't fucking mean anything. But okay, so there's many qualified candidates. Many people are saying that. So in her fantasy fan fiction, right? Donald Trump is like, no one's going to vote for Trump in a primary. Donald Trump winning a primary? That's so unlikely. Doesn't that sound a little bit similar to what they were saying in 2016? Doesn't that sound almost identical to what people were saying? There's no way Trump's going to win a primary. That would never happen. Anyway, I have one more thing when it comes to Susan Collins. I have one more statement, but I'll let someone else take this one.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the...
Holy moly, man. These motherfuckers are dumb as hell. Let me tell you.